Good afternoon to uh, all. Uh, I will be teaching you physical pharmaceutics. You are all in second year B Pharm, and the results are not yet out, but you can consider yourself that you are already in second year B Pharm, most of you. I hope you are doing well in this corona situation. Uh, we have already started interacting on Google Classroom. I have floated the syllabus of physical pharmaceutics as well as one video on mathematics and biology. I hope you have gone through the syllabus as well as through that video. Today I will just introduce you to the syllabus, and then from the next time onwards we will start with the syllabus. See, physical pharmaceutics is the two words are there. Like one is pharmaceutics, with which you are well versed with. You had the subject pharmaceutics in first year, and pharmaceutics can be broadly defined as converting a drug into a dosage form. And what exactly is a dosage form? We say that a dosage form is a vehicle which takes the drug to its site of action. So in Sutex we deal with the dosage forms, and that is what as a Sutex person we are expected to do. There will be many Sutex subjects which you will be studying in third year as well as in final year. For example, industrial pharmacy. One is pharmaceutical engineering, another is biopharmaceutics. Biopharmaceutics, for example, is a subject which will make you understand like what does the drug does to the body and what the body does to the uh, drug. You might have got introduced to what biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics is in your first year. Industrial pharmacy and engineering are more with the manufacturing of the dosage form. So the various unit processes as well as the various manufacturing processes you will be studying. In physical pharmacy, what you will be studying is the physico-chemical principles which one has to understand and learn while you are designing a dosage form, or you are manufacturing a dosage form, or you are evaluating a dosage form. So the first part of these two words, first is the physical, comes from the word physical chemistry, and Sutex is you are already aware about. These I would say are some universal principles in physical chemistry. If you get a grip on those, you will become a very good pharmaceutics person. So you can say that this subject is a kind of a basic subject which will help you throughout. If you go to the university syllabus, which has been adopted from the PCI syllabus, you will find that it says the first is the scope component of it. The scope deals with the various physical and physicochemical properties and principles involved in dosage forms formulations. Theory and practical components of the subjects help the student to get a better insight into various areas of formulation research and development and stability studies of pharmaceutical dosage form. That is what the syllabus says in the beginning. It says that you should get a better insight. What do you mean by the word insight? Insight is something that I understand in depth, not superficially, and that comes only after having in-depth study of that subject. I hope you will agree with me. For example, if I am an in-depth follower of cricket, I have an insight to say that who is a better batsman than another, who is an aggressive batsman and who is a defensive batsman, who is a leg spinner and who is an off spinner. Just by looking at the bowling style also, I can tell you something. These are called as insights. If you watch cricket continuously with interest in depth, you gain those insights. If you just look at it once in a while and superficially, you will not get the insight. So what here we are talking about is it should you should have get a better insight. So the point is this insight will come only if you go in for in-depth understanding of the subject. Insight into various areas of formulation research and development. The word formulation I hope is clear. For example, right now in Corona, the world is after discovering a drug to treat Corona. So Sutex is not per se discovering a new drug. It is whatever the drug that comes, we develop a formulation. That is the area of Sutex person. Drug discovery is more of chemistry and ecology. Of course, we as Sutex person also play a role, but it is more regarding the formulation aspects. Into the various areas of formulation research and development and stability study of pharmaceutical dosage forms. So we are saying we want to design a dosage form and we want to ensure that it is stable. I hope in first year you are acquainted with the concept of stability. It has to be physically stable, it has to be chemically stable, it has to remain stable over its shelf life, and that is why medicines have got what we call as expiry life. So within that period, it has to be potent, it has to be active. So stability is very important aspect in formulation development. So you should be able to apply the various physico-chemical principles in order to formulate a dosage form which is stable. That is very important. So that was regarding the scope of the subject. If you have got any doubts on this, you can ask those questions in the WhatsApp group. The syllabus then goes on to describe the objectives of studying physical pharmaceutics. It says upon the completion of the course, students shall be able to investigate and apply various theories, laws and equations related to different states of matter. So normally we start learning physical chemistry and physical pharmacy from studying the different states of matter, which you have studied in your school as well as in your junior college, solid, liquid and gaseous states of matter. And while designing a formulation, we have to deal with all these three states of matter. So one has to understand the various principles governing these states of matter. The second objective is to distinguish the principles of complexation, protein binding, and to use them for calculation of drug release and stability constant. See, the words are important. Distinguish the principles of complexation and protein binding. Proteins, you might have studied complex structures. From a drug discovery point of view, like proteins are important for targeting the drug, and proteins in themselves are many a time a drug candidate. So understanding protein binding, a drug when it goes into the body, it binds with the proteins and it affects its availability for action. So that process of binding and that process of complexation is governed by certain physico-chemical principles, which we will be able to understand and gain insight after studying this subject, and to use them for calculation of drug release and stability constants. So broadly, you can say that a drug enters into your body. Say it goes into the gastrointestinal tract if it's a oral dosage form, from where it is absorbed and then it goes into the systemic circulation. Now, in the systemic circulation, all the drug is not available freely. A part of that drug is complex to the proteins. More the complexation, less will be the free drug available for action. So, this binding of the drug to the protein will affect its release into the free form for activity, as well as the this stability of these complexes can be studied and found out based upon our understanding of the physicochemical principles. And the third part of the scope is demonstrate use of physicochemical properties of drugs in the formulation, development, and evaluation of dosage form. So there are two terms. One is formulation development, and another is evaluation of the dosage form. I hope you understand this. One is you develop a formulation, but mere development of formulation is of no use. You have to evaluate the formulation. For example, by now you might have been familiar with the most popular dosage form, and that is tablet. So you formulate a tablet, but you also develop certain tools by which you can evaluate the tablet. For example, dissolution is one way of evaluating a tablet. Disintegration is another. Friability is another. Hardness is another. So on and so forth. So these are the three objectives of the syllabus. Next we move on to the content of the course. It has got Unit 1, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5. So there are 5 units which we have to address. Unit 1 is dealing with the solubility of drug. Unit 2 deals with the states of matter. Maybe we will start first with Unit 2, state of matter, and then we will enter into Unit 2, that is the solubility. Because I feel first, if you understand the state of matter, these are like basic principles on the basis of which you can understand the things. So, what is the second unit for discussion, states of matter? You have already learned this in 11th and 12th standard. Properties of matter, changes in the state of matter, latent heat of vaporization, latent heat of sublimation, so on. Critical point, eutectic mixtures, gases, liquefaction of gases. Popular dosage form is aerosols, inhalers. So, if you want to design an aerosol or the inhaler, you need to understand the states of matter, how the liquefaction of gas takes place, and so on. I hope you are familiar with the concept of aerosol. Again, going back to cricket, if a player is injured, then some extra player will come in the field and he will just spray. So what is that spray? That spray is, say, it is some kind of anti-inflammatory spray. It's difficult to apply an ointment, so spraying is easier and faster. So that is something like an aerosol. Inhalers, like if there is an asthmatic patient, then rather than taking a tablet, you just have a inhaler. Here it's like a solid, liquid, and gas states of matter, the physicochemical principles that come into the picture, and I hope you are getting the significance of what we are going to study. Relative humidity, liquid complexes, liquid crystals, glassy states, solid, crystalline, amorphous. As you will understand these terms, you will understand the significance of it. If you change the crystalline state of the drug, you will find that its bioavailability will change. In some cases, even the action of the drug changes. If you make it amorphous, the solubility of drug will change. So these are the manipulations on the basis of which you can design a dosage form, or you can even alter some of the physicochemical properties of the drug. Then in order to understand crystals, you will go into methods of crystal analysis, X-ray diffraction, Bragg's equation, and of course polymorphism. The definition of polymorphism, different shapes of polymorphs, examples and its pharmaceutical application, brief introduction to the various detection techniques uh, in order to learn and understand, investigate polymorphism. So these things we'll be studying in Unit 2. Unit 2 also has a small component which is called physicochemical properties of drug molecules. A very important section where you will be looking at refractive index, optical rotation, dielectric constant, dipole moment, dissociation constant. We'll study the methods by which these physicochemical properties can be determined and its application. So that is Unit 2, which we'll be studying first, because as I said, the states of matter is an important component. Then after you studying Unit 2, we'll go to the Unit 1. Unit 1 deals with solubility of drug. Mind you, solubility is very important component of pharmaceutics. A drug, if you want to give it in a liquid oral dosage form, it has to be soluble. The most common solvent is water. If not, then maybe a hydroalcoholic solution and so on. Solubility is not just important in vitro. Even when the drug goes into the body, the solubility of drug will determine to what extent it is dissolved in the body and then accordingly absorbed. So solubility is one very important aspect of pharmaceutics. That is why one whole unit has been dedicated to solubility, and we are expected to at least have 12 hours of teaching learning sessions on solubility. So we will start with the basic things like solubility expression, then mechanism of solute solvent interactions, ideal solubility parameters, solvation and association, quantitative approach to the factors influencing solubility of drugs. In fact, I have posted one video on this classroom itself on mathematics and biology, which is part of the hackathon which is right now going on. And I hope you might have gone through that video. It talks about the interface between mathematics and biology. And there's one very beautiful sentence in that video which says that you can really have a grip on a subject matter only if you are able to quantify the things, if you can measure the things. So solubility parameters, we make an attempt to quantify them so that we understand it, we get a grip on it, and then accordingly we can manipulate it. Diffusion principles in biological systems, then solubility of gas in liquids, solubility of liquid in liquids. You might have heard about solubility solid in liquid, but it is also liquid in liquid and gas in liquid. Binary solutions, ideal solutions with respect to their colligative properties. The word colligative is important. What it is a homework I'm giving you. Find out the meaning of the word colligative. Then Raoult's law, real solution, partially miscible liquids. Here we come to a concept of phase equilibria, phase rule. We'll go in the detail of it. That will be an important component for your practicals also. Then 1, 2 and 3 component systems, ternary phase diagrams. If you have a proper understanding of ternary phase diagram, that will help you out even with your M.Pharm thesis when you go for, say, SMAIDS and other kind of drug delivery system. Critical solution temperature and applications, distribution law, its limitation and application. So this unit 1, which is almost 12 hours, we are just focusing on understanding and getting insights related with the solubility of a drug. So after finishing off unit 2, which is states of matter, we'll go to unit 1, which is solubility of drug. Then we will move on to unit 3. Unit 3 deals with interfacial phenomena, liquid interface, surface and interfacial tension. You might have heard the word surface tension, interfacial tension. What is the difference in it? And I would say it's very important. If you get good insight into surface tension and interfacial tension, you can get a good grip over formulations like emulsions. Then surface free energy, measurement of surface and interfacial tension, spreading coefficient, by way of which you can quantify the spread of one liquid on other liquid or of a liquid on the surface. Adsorption at liquids interfaces, and that takes you to an important topic in SOTICS, that is of surface active agents which are active on the surface and they can do miracles at the surface. You have a HLB scale, hydrophilic lipophilic balance scale, solubilization, detergency, and adsorption at solid interface. Almost 8 hours we'll be looking at this surface and interfacial phenomena. Important for handling dosage form like emulsion, and even for some liquids, oral dosage forms, just like even for solutions where you want to solubilize one phase into another. What happens at the surface of the solid and liquid is also important. Unit 4 is complexation and protein binding. As I said in the beginning itself, the significance of protein binding. Here we'll be looking at some basic definition, complexation, classification of complexation, their application, then methods of analysis. We will design some practicals also on it. Protein binding, as I told you, important. Complexation and drug action, crystalline structure of complexes and thermodynamic treatment of stability constants. And then finally unit 5 is on pH, buffers and isotonic solutions. Sorensen pH scale, pH determination, electrometric and calorimetric, application of buffers, buffer equation, buffer capacity, buffers in pharmaceutical and biological systems, buffered isotonic solution. See, pH is one other important component which is very important in not only with human beings but with the whole of the nature. Even soil pH matters. Just a few days back, out of my interest, I was doing one course on geology, and there, even as the pH of the surface changes, huge natural phenomena change. Precipitation changes. So pH is a very important, you can say, factor which determines so many phenomena. If you can understand the basic physical chemistry involved in pH, definitely you'll have a better grip on dosage form design. So that is in short about the syllabus of physical pharmaceutics, which we'll be studying in this 6 months. Make the journey enjoyable to the extent possible. I will stop over here with this small video. This video will be posted on your Google Classroom, where I have already posted a copy of syllabus as well as a video on the interface between mathematics and biology. This video also I will upload over there. And then we will have a quiz or an assignment on these 3 things: the syllabus copy which I have put over there, this video of a short interaction with you, and third is the video on mathematics and biology, which is a kind of physical pharmacy. It will tell you like how physical pharmaceutics is related with drug discovery. See, this online teaching technique, I have been enjoying learning in this lockdown phase, and as a teacher also and as a student also. And I have found that this is a very effective technique, provided the student is motivated. I don't see you like, so that is the uh, thing that I am missing right now. I am not able to see you. So I don't know whether you are motivated or not. But my appeal to you is that remain motivated because it is for you. And in order to be motivated, you need to be engaged. You need to be interested. So there will be some assignments which will keep you engaged. There will be mm, quizzes also. So have a nice time learning. Uh, we will refine this platform also of learning. You can give your own suggestions for this also.